Dr. Eddie, what's up? How you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful.
You know,
I'm in the know with
you
you.
in the
Now you know.
Now you know. No, if you don't know,
If you don't know,
now you know.
That's what's up.
Now you know. And that's what I feel about you. You're such a humble man. Man, I've been knowing you for quite some time. You and your brother, Elijah. And for people that don't know, I was in love with his brother at one time. Like, I mean, this is in Elijah, if you watch it, you already know this. He sings, right? So I was just like all over his songs and everything. This was many years ago, but God bless you, Elijah. I hope you're watching. Eddie, I love you. And then I know your mom, thank you, sir. Thank you. I know your mom has played a great integral part of your life, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Is your bringing up because you are wise beyond your years, and many people call it like you're an old soul. And tonight's edition, y'all, is called the Wisdom Edition. We have editions every time we come on, and tonight, as you can see, we're talking about the wisdom and how that is instilled in us as a child. Let's talk about a little bit about your upbringing. Where did you grow up?
Born and raised Detroit. My hometown is Motown. Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Okay.
What up, though? 313. Right. So
I love it.
But I moved to Jamaica for part of my life.
Okay.
Early years for a few years, and my parents, prior to their divorce, were missionaries to the island.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, being able to, just experience people from different angles, not just locally, but also globally, and then come back here. A little Jamaican accent.
Honey,
back in the
Stella
day.
got her groove back. Every time I hear Jamaica, that's what I think about. Stella got her groove back. But anyway, y'all pray for me. But go ahead.
And so, just coming back here, they teased me out of an accent, but it just gave me a panoramic perspective on the world and just how people are. And so, I grew up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Especially facing the challenge of having to overcome stage 4 cancer.
Wow. So how old were you?
I was 15 at that time.
You was 15. Yeah. Was it hereditary?
No. The doctors still don't know to this day, as to why or how.
Wow.
I even experienced that. But, being a sophomore in high school and identity crisis is everything.
Yes.
And just having to fight for your life when you're beginning your life.
That part.
Yeah. And so it grows you up very quickly.
Yeah.
And, having a praying mama, songs that my mama prayed for me.
Come on. So somebody pray for me. Your mama prayed.
Yeah. So being able to beat that and have faith in God that I could overcome that and find the can in cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. First 2 letters in cancer is can for a reason. You can't overcome, you can't survive.
Let me tell you something. One thing you gonna get out of this interview, you gonna get some what's so called acronyms. You gonna get some quotes, but don't be trying to steal them because he already probably got them trademarked.
Quote me on the quote.
Quote him on the quote, please. Quote Dr. Eddie on the quote. The can in cancer.
Can in cancer, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's wisdom.
Yeah,
That's wisdom. So how does your mom, the influence of your mom in your life, or even your dad, play an integral part of the wisdom that you have? Yeah. Because to have wisdom at 15, to even have the faith to overcome stage 4. Stage 4 is they talking about that's the end.
That's the end. Proverbs talks about wisdom, and every time they use the word wisdom, it refers to it as a she.
Don't it? Why do you think that? Oh, but that's your mom.
Absolutely. And so, the wisdom from a mother.
I love it.
Wisdom from a woman is something that really, really shapes, I think, the character of a man, especially. And so, with my father being absent out of my life, especially during that tough time, tumultuous time of going through cancer, it was the faith of my mother and then, my grandparents. So,
wow.
Blessed to live through dying places. Yeah.
You see the wisdom is right here? Blessed to live through dying places. That's
Absolutely.
Powerful. That's powerful. So your mom has played an integral part. His mama is so dope. I wish we're going to have to get a picture. She is so beautiful. How's your mom doing?
Wonderful.
Yeah, she's still in Michigan, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
She's
She a sharp lady, y'all. She's so beautiful. I don't know if you're watching. God bless you. What's your mom's name?
Dr. Janice.
Dr. Janice. I knew it was the J. Dr. Janice. All the doctors in the house. I love it. So growing up, getting past that stage of stage 4 cancer, what was your early childhood like? even after that, did you get to finish high school?
Yeah, by the skin of my teeth. My favorite 2 classes in school were gym and lunch. I love to chase the girls in gym and then sit down and eat with them at lunch. And so my guidance counselor knew that. And she told me I'm never going to college. Matter of fact, don't even think about community college. Pick up a trade.
Really? You were kidding?
Yeah. She told me, and I was able to get to college. I don't know how I even graduated with a credit more than what I needed because I was on the homebound program.
Wow.
So I couldn't
Couldn't attend
school.
school. My God.
And to this day, there was an anonymous donor who donated, I think it was about $5,000 for me to go to college.
What?
Still don't know who they were to this day.
I think you were.
Identified
I
myself.
literally think that you were like an angel. Walking on the earth. Okay, y'all. Y'all see I'm starstruck, right? Y'all pray for your girl. Because I'm like, that is amazing. Like, your whole life is a life of miracle.
Yeah.
This is also, i.e., the miracle edition. I'm just going to let you know that. Because you are a walking miracle. Like, that's amazing. So let's talk about, okay, so you got through that part. You made it. So did you actually get to go to college?
Yeah, I went to Eastern Michigan University.
Wow.
And I did better in college than I did in high school.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That's, you know what I mean? A whole miracle. That is amazing.
Yeah,
What did you go to college for?
Went to college and majored in history and minored in physical education. I wanted to keep that sports and history component.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of history.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
LBJ, MLK, JFK,
All
Malcolm X.
them,
I love
yeah.
to study, especially the 60s. So, but yeah.
So how studying play in this loving history, how has that played a part in the wisdom that you have?
Yeah, I believe it's what Fannie Lou Hamer said. We did not sing "We Shall Overcome," so that when we overcame, we forgot about those who still need to come over. It's a Matthew 25 alive aspect, caring for the least, the last, the lost, the left out, the overlooked, the underserved, and underrepresented. So I think that's what helps us to move forward ever, backward, never.
You know what? I'm about to pass out. This right here. Somebody write this down. Oh, I know we're recording, but oh my God, this is amazing. So, clap it up. This is amazing. Okay, so Dr. Eddie, so the doctor on your name makes it, I'm telling you, your presence, like in the humbleness, that's it for me. You're handsome too. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
yes, you are handsome.
I got a little beard too, as you.
Yes, you do. Praise the Lord. He has a beard. Yes, it is very, very, very nicely groomed. How does that play the part in how you maneuver with people who may not be? You just talked about the least of them.
Yeah.
How has the wisdom that God has given you to maneuver from meeting, like having a presidential award? It was like Barack Obama. Yeah. You have received something from that, to actually just talking to the man on the street that might be homeless.
Yeah. I'm an East Sider rider. So, for me, I think one of the things is this, I'm a college professor, but I'm the guy who almost didn't go to college.
That part.
And I think you got to give the same credulity, you got to give the same grace, as you said, to not just the CEO, but also the custodian. And so being able to maneuver and have a common thread to connect with people of all walks of life, I think is really just my modus operandi.
It is. It is. So. It's definitely that's what that means?
Yeah.
Come on. Did y'all hear that?
In the know. Now you know.
In the know. Say that again. So your MO is, what does that mean?
Your modus operandi is just the way you operate.
Did you make that up?
Nah, I can't claim that. I can't. Unfortunately, it's Webster's got that one.
This is also the smart edition. We got made up edition. We got the wisdom edition because he's full of wisdom. We got the miracle edition because he's a walking miracle. And now the smart, intelligent edition. Ladies, if y'all watching, he is single. I'm gonna put that out there. But anyway.
Time out.
I'm just kidding. I mean, he is. No, but we gonna talk about your relationship rules in a minute. So now you are, like you said, a college professor. Yeah, so you look at people in the same lens, and that's how God does us. He don't look at you as a college professor, and me as a talk show host or whatever, or the pastor as the pastor, or the apostle, and all these titles. He sees us for who He has created us to be, and that's in His image, greatness. Greatness. So
Absolutely.
how has your spirituality played a part in your life, and even the wisdom that you instill? Because you do know how to preach. I've heard them.
Right.
And he knows the word of God.
Yeah. You know, I think one thing is that when you go through something, you know, that is so, really takes you to the edge of your mind like cancer. You know, we think about the physical aspect, but there's a psychological ramifications of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you don't know God before, you got to show enough know him now. And it's not grandmama told me this,
it's
or
like,
mama told me that. It's an experiential revelation and wisdom of a relationship that's cultivated, because you got a historicity. You got a history with him, to where, hey, I got a history with God. I know how he brought me from this. You know, I was here, but now I can move there.
That part. Yeah. So when you have, what I'm hearing you saying is, when you have your own experience.
Yeah. You got to have your own testimony is forged in your own test of what you go through. You know, you can't run the race for me. You know, you can't lift weights for me, because it's going to show up on you.
Ooh.
You know, you got to work out, this is what scripture say, work out your own salvation.
Yes, with fear and trembling.
So,
come on.
Yeah, you got to work it out on your own.
Y'all, we got two preachers on this set, so y'all don't play.
Listen, we tag team, you know.
Oh my God! I'm an advocate of having your own experience, because I like to tell people, you know, my dad's an apostle, and my grandmother was a great praying, my mother great prophetess, and all my aunt, all these uncles, and everybody. But until I got my own actually experienced and my own testimonies, and God brought me out of a horrible pit, up and out of a horrible pit, like David once said, and then, you know, the worship and all of that for myself, and not writing off of other people's testimonies or what they've been through, which is good. We are overcome by the word of the word of the testimonies. But let me tell you, I'm not going to sit there and think that how God brought you out is going to be the same way he brought me out, because he's going to bring me out. I have to tell my own story. Right? So how have your story, because you have great stories too, how has that played a good part in your life too, as far as wisdom? Wisdom is a principal thing, right? And I love what you said, how wisdom is, they always, in the Bible, the Proverbs, that David wrote Proverbs. Who wrote Proverbs? Solomon. Help me out. Come on. Y'all get your girl.
Solomon is credited.
Solomon is credited for writing, because he was a man of wisdom, and he had great wealth. Right? And so, I wonder why he referred. Well, Solomon also had a lot of wives too.
Yeah,
that could have been the reason. He said,
600 wives, 300 concubines, but you got to be able to provide for them.
Do you think that's real?
I believe it's real. Yeah.
600 wives. Who has time for that? Yeah. Okay, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother.
He can't visit them all, even in the span of a year. There's no way he's going to be able to get to all of them. There was no way.
So he had to have wisdom.
The thing is, I think it is the whole aspect of,
help us.
I am able to provide.
That's good.
I have this amount of wealth. Let me show the wealth by having this many, you know, and of course it's a different day and time and age at that time.
Y'all get it together.
So it's the fact that I can provide.
Yeah. You're not the first person. I was talking to a friend of mine, he's African, and he was telling me how he grew up. His dad, he had more than one wife. Yeah. And so conceptually, I'm just trying to, in my mind, I'm trying to like, why? Like, who has time for this? And he said the same thing you said. He said, everybody was provided for. Each wife. This is what they still believe to this day. Their culture still believes it's okay as long as you can provide for them.
Yeah, there's no need for me to claim what I can't provide for. If I'm going to claim you, I got to make provision for you.
All right, y'all. It's illegal here in America. You cannot have more than one wife.
Right. One man, one woman.
Really? The producer says one state you can have more than one wife. Okay, that's a whole nother show. And
not according to our faith.
Not according to our faith. Come on, let's get it together. Okay, so you're going.
Husband of one wife is what it says, right?
Husband of one wife. That's what the word says. And with me, you'll get cut. All right, listen, one. I'm enough. I'll be several for you in this one.
Right.
But so we're talking about wisdom on today. So let's talk about how you write. What inspires you to write?
I think one thing that inspires me to write is the fact that we all have a story. What they say is that 80% of Americans want to write their own story. They want to write a book.
That's good.
So I'm, to a certain degree, I'm in the minority of being able to actually go ahead and do the stick-to-itiveness, the determination, and make it happen. I never wanted to be a writer at all.
Really?
No. Everything I'm doing now, I never saw myself doing initially.
Wow.
I was literally at Eastern. I was a senior in college, dialing a dream to my name in the dorm room. My mom says, "You need to write your story."
Seriously.
And I'm like, "Nah, I'm embarrassed about overcoming cancer."
Wow.
Didn't want to share that. And, but as I was writing, I said, "All right, I'll undertake this after procrastinating."
Okay.
I said I'll start writing, and as I was writing, I was healing. As I was writing, I was forgiven. I was processing my different thoughts and emotions of my father being absent in my life and the trauma of going through cancer.
Wow.
So having to unpack all of that.
Stop right there. You said the main thing. When you wrote, you were healing.
Yeah, absolutely. Writing was healing.
For those out, let's just take a station identification break. For those who are waiting on to write your story, to even tell your story, you have to understand, as you begin to tell or even write, it is healing. You heard the man of God just say that, Dr. Eddie, just say that. And for me, that was my story. When I began to share my story, I began to literally heal. And that's how Purpose Prayers came out. That's how my book Purpose Prayers became. And forgive. You said another key word, forgive. Because I had to forgive the people, and God birthed it out through a prayer journal. Yeah. And the first thing he told me to do was forgive.
Yeah, sometimes you got to forgive people who never owe you an apology.
Who never.
They won't give you an apology at all, but you got to forgive them because you got to forgive to live. And that's for you.
Yeah, for you, and that's wisdom. Yeah. That's wisdom. That's such a wise place to be, and have lots of wise counsel around. Why do you think it's important in this life and in this being on this journey of life to have people that you can kick your ideals to? Yeah. Do you have people that you have wise counsel?
Without a doubt. In the multitude of counselors, there's safety.
There's safety.
And I think, you've got to make sure that you vet those type of individuals. You can't expect people who have never constructed anything to give you any type of constructive criticism.
That part.
Because a lot of times you got to really sift through that, make sure that it's not drama and dream killers. And you got to be cautious and conscientious about who you're sharing your dreams with.
Yes.
So that they don't try to turn into a nightmare. But the people who really support you are going to celebrate you, but they're also going to give you some wisdom.
Some wisdom behind it,
It's not going to always be, yes men or yes women around you. It's going to be individuals who are going to pray for you and who are going to help to coach you through what you go through.
Do you have one person that you could share with us something? You don't might have to share their name, but maybe you could share something that they share with you that still sticks with you today, whether it was your mom, your whoever, your pastor.
Without a doubt. My grandfather, God rest his soul, he told me this, and he's the first person to teach me how to tie a tie. He might get on me for not wearing one now.
It looks nice, though. It's the socks for me, too. The socks. Y'all get the picture of those socks.
Sock ministry.
Sock ministry, for real.
He said this. He said, Eddie, you'll never have to tell anybody how good you are. If you're good at what you do, they'll tell you.
Oh, granddaddy, that is so nice.
Yeah, so it's the whole aspect of putting in the work, the sweat equity, and just letting your work speak volumes for you.
Has that word of wisdom played out in your life?
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because a lot of times people want to be arrogant and unaccomplished.
Right. That's a whole nother show.
And so it's about doing the work. The faith without works won't work.
So dead.
Yeah. So it's not. I'm praying with my hands. You pray on your knees, but Frederick Douglass said, "I accomplished more when I prayed with my feet."
Ooh.
I gotta walk out what I've been believing God for. I'm not waiting on God. He waiting on me.
He waiting on me. My dad preached a message. That was the title of it. Yeah. Wow. You waiting on God, but God's waiting on you. Yeah. How you got to put your faith to work.
Put your faith to your feet.
Put your faith to your feet and get moving. Some of y'all sitting there and it's not too late.
It's not too late to be
Because
great.
some people think it's not too late to be great.
It's not too early to get started.
It's not too early to get started. You heard it right here in the know. Dr. Eddie, let's talk about what you're doing. So much wisdom, so many accomplishments. And you can literally, they talk about how people have went to the grave and they have millions of dollars in the grave, multi-millions of dollars, because people went to died early or died, but they had all this stuff on the inside of them that they never did or said or what.
Yeah.
And I know that's not going to be your story. How do you? What else do you have going on? I know you have the book here. Let's talk about the book. So we talked about you writing. How many books do you have that's bestsellers?
12 now.
12 best-selling books. Wow. We're going to make sure to put it, and we have this book here. It's Relationship Rules, which is your latest book.
Right.
My favorite is the Queen book.
Okay, right. Queen for a Queen.
Queen for a Queen. I have that book, and we'll show also, go to his website. You will see all his publications, the bestsellers, and we have a Relationship Rules. So what is this talking about?
This is all about how to win at love, leadership, leveraging your purpose. Relationship Rules is really just the whole dynamic of where relationships are. To a certain degree, relationships have been in a pandemic of their own.
Ooh.
And, our representative was our mask that we were wearing prior to COVID-19. It's our money, it's the Mercedes, it's the social media status, it's the filters we put on our photos, but also our lives.
Filters, but
and so,
true.
I think the pandemic really stripped us of all of that. To a certain degree, COVID-19 symbolized the fact: can you touch somebody without touching somebody? Can you be there without being there? Can you literally touch somebody's heart without using your hand? And so it's about building healthy relationships, but also purposeful partnerships.
Right.
Because relationships, a lot of times, have become so transactional.
Ooh.
Buy me a bag, take me to Dubai, get me this, get me that.
You say take me to the bag?
Yeah. No, buy to Dubai, right? Can you do all this stuff that's transactional? But no, the reality is are you accountable?
Accountable?
Yeah.
Can you hold the emotion of it?
Right.
Can you even communicate without all of that?
Without a doubt. Yeah.
And let's talk about the pandemic. You talked about it. How this book, was this birthed during the pandemic?
Birthed during the pandemic.
Wow.
Without a doubt.
But listen, a lot of divorces happened in the pandemic because people had to face one another, didn't want to be with their families. And I don't even lie, I wasn't married, still not. But when all my children were in the house together and we were all together and we was looking at each other like, I guess we'll play a game. And it was crazy because we just running around. They in school, I'm working, and they building, they growing up, and so when we had to face and sit down and eat as a family, the stuff that how God structured, He structured family to be the relationship is not just about the romantic, it's about the platonic. Your relationship with your friends, your relationship with your family, your relationship with your coworkers, your relationship with your spouse.
Yeah. See,
with yourself.
With yourself. And I believe this, and I write this in the book. One is that love is not enough. You got to have purpose. Love is a thread. Purpose is the gorilla glue. And the thing is this.
I'm rolling my ass at you because you are so smart.
The thing is this. One thing about relationships is that we have placed so much unnecessary emphasis on the wedding. The wedding is a sprint. The marriage is a marathon. You got to have somebody who's literally a long distance runner in relationships. You got to have somebody who understands that carrots without character is chaotic. That's what it's about.
Can you say that one more time? We're going to have to wrap this up.
So nice, I'm going to say it twice.
Yes.
Carrots without character is chaotic.
So that carrots, you have them 5 carrots you got on your hand, woman of God, man of God.
Yeah, right.
Without character,
it's
chaotic.
And it's going to put you in a crisis.
It's going to put you in a crisis. You heard it right here on In the Know. Dr. Eddie, man, this is too short. We're going to have to bring you back.
We out of time, but we're not out of truth. Listen,
Come on.
Need to be a part of my academy.
Let's talk about
They can go to DrEddieCacademy.com. It's built on a model faith, identity, relationships,
it.
speaker training. It's a first model.
Wow.
And then I'm also doing speaker training where
Yes.
I'm teaching speakers really how to be phenomenal at their craft.
Wow.
You want to be a part of this community that's got gifted leaders. Your network determines your net worth. Go to
Sure do.
DrEddieAcademy.com. The revolution not only be televised, as you can see, but
That
it will
part.
be digitized.
Yes.
DrEddieAcademy.com to be a part today.
Listen, go today to DrEddieAcademy.com
That's right.
and join this community. You never know. You never know what you will entail. I love what you said. Your network determines your net worth. I'm a true believer that Dr. Eddie Connor, I am humble, and I thank you so much for taking out of your busy
Appreciate
schedule to
you.
come and talk to us and our viewers here on In the Know. Listen, you can view